Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Don't forget to leave a like. It is a great way to support the channel and it's absolutely free. Yeah, so this is going to be, I think, another random thoughts video. For those of you who didn't see the last one, I talk about random thoughts that go through my head that deal with finance and how I think they're like shaping the entire world around us. First point, I've grown personally very tired with like I paid off debt videos, and I'm going to explain why. I recently saw a video of this couple in Colorado. I don't know where they were, and they were $200,000 in debt, like $200,000 in debt. The average person is between 5, 7, maybe 15. I'm sure there's some 20,000 there as well. But the average person tends to be in the 5 figures, which is already too much. This couple was $200,000 in debt. It wasn't even student loans. It was cars, payments. It was, I mean, things you couldn't even begin to imagine. And the video made about them was touted as generally inspirational. You can't really get much more inspirational than anyone paying off $200,000 in debt. The reason why these videos annoy me and they keep popping up on my algorithms all the time, I think that they're there to like encourage people. You can do it too if you just put the energy into it. My problem is that there was, if you look at the video, there was no reason for this couple to be $200,000 in debt. They overextended themselves so much trying to appeal to other people, to their neighbors, to show that they had it. They were eating out at fancy dinners and everything was on credit. And I sat there and I was like, you dug that hole yourself. You and your partner, you made sure that you did everything to not only be like they said that they noticed around 30,000 that something was wrong, but they didn't want to change their lifestyle. The wife at some point was complaining. She was like, I like eating out. I like getting roses. I like doing this. We take a really nice vacation every year. And I was like, okay, but that's not equating to $200,000. Towards the end of it, they basically figured out that, excuse my French, they were fudged and they needed to do something to they needed to get out of that hole. Cause I think they were in like their late 30s, maybe early 40s. And then they paid everything off. They found a way to make $200,000 over the course of a year or two to pay off the debt. Have you figured out why that video annoyed me? All these other videos, it's because there was zero. There was no reason to get $200,000 in debt. And it was only when that fire was lit under them that they figured out we have the capacity and the power and the knowledge to make an additional $200,000 to put us back at zero. The issue is that if you hadn't made sure that you had gotten yourself into $200,000 in debt, you would have figured out in a year or 2 years how to make $200K. You replicate that over the course of 5 years, you've made $1 million. And it's this kind of, these videos keep popping up where I don't know if I'm supposed to be congratulating them or be happy for them that they, backing it up, happy for you, genuinely. Debt is terrible. Don't get into debt. If you're watching this, I'm not sure if you've watched any of my other videos. It's a huge thing on this channel. If you're thinking about investing, you do not have to get into debt to invest. And I would even more so say avoid it at all costs. I grew up with every single person around me in hyper debt. I knew people with 16 credit cards. I'm not joking. They would go into their purse. They would open like those like big like flappy wallets. I'm sure you've seen them before. And it was just card after card. And that was with no investing. That was just them swipe. No investing at all. Understand that there are multiple different ways if you want to invest, if you want to save your money, if you want to put it away, you want to have something stable. You don't fall into this illusion or this trap that you need to buy real estate. You need to buy a 5-person condominium. You need to buy a multifamily home. These videos that you're seeing on YouTube are made by people who already have money. This is how this is it. They're telling you to buy these things because they have the capacity to do so without even like remotely thinking about you or the fact that you might only have $2,000 or $3,000 to actually invest. Don't feel like you're behind, because you're probably a lot farther than about 90% of people that you actually know. That's why those videos annoy me. If nothing else can be taken away from this video, it's don't get into debt. I'm going to repeat that for as long as I possibly can, and I know that some of you have listened, but don't do it. It's absolutely not worth it. Second thing. Now, this is a personal opinion. This is a person. I do not know how everyone else is living. I don't know what your lives are like. I don't know what circumstances you've been through. Vice versa. We're here, right? Awesome. However, I'm going to say people who are living paycheck to paycheck with a 6-figure salary, you got to get it together. That's probably one of the most annoying things in the entire world. You know that the average person, if we focus in on the United States, is average, maybe making around $20,000 to maybe $25,000 per year. Now, I know people in New York and Miami and LA are clutching your pearls, but yeah, in other places around the United States, it's not normal to make 70, 80, 90,000. I know that your cost of living is absolutely astronomical when you talk about $5,000 rent, which is crazy. But also YouTube is a fascinating thing. These videos keep popping up where these people are like, I'm living paycheck to paycheck and I don't know what to do. And you hear what they're talking about, and it's similar to the first family. All they're doing is buying stuff and going on crazy vacations and living this like YOLO kind of lifestyle. There was one woman in a video, and she was explaining how she got to this point. She was saying that she gets a manicure and a pedicure once a week. She gets her hair done. She has to I forgot what it is. She has every single streaming platform. It's just her. And I think she had 2 or 3 cars. It's because she didn't want her boss to see that she was driving. Think of the delusion. Didn't want to see her driving the same car every single day so that he would understand that she was in a good enough position to be able to continue in the job. It was some kind of really weird warped thing that she had in her head. But she was explaining after everything, I think she was making around $180,000 between her rent that she was spending. She had like a 2-3 bedroom. It was you can't believe the instantaneous headache that I had from listening to this woman speak, talking about nonsense. She's not the only one. There are tons of people who have things like this. I understand lifestyle creep. Believe me, I get it. It's a huge part of my investing thing as well. When I got into investing, I had $50. I had $100. Okay, I can put that into that. Some of the first places I was buying, I told you, I bought this place before. It was $10,000. It didn't look run down, but the person inside of it, they sold it for a reason because they were not paying rent. There was a lot of hardships. The second place I bought was $28,000. Things, it takes a while to build things up. So that's even for the investment creep. You buy something, 3, 4, 5,000. You don't feel like it's enough because you keep seeing people doing more. A lot of the first art prints that I was buying, $55, and eventually I was able to move my way on up there as well. It takes time. This idea of I'm 6 figures. I've seen the excuse before from a lot of videos is that people are like, I like where I live and I don't want to have to move. They have these big apartments. They have these big homes. I'm comfortable here. Why are you asking me to downsize in any sort of way? I like the city I'm in. I'm like the so-and-so. It's a really... You cannot make... If you are making 6 figures and you are living paycheck to paycheck, you are setting yourself up for the largest economic disaster of your entire life. Understand that. Remember, I told you this was maybe half a year ago. There was a video that popped up, and it was about people, I think in the Northeast in the US, who were struggling economically. And it was framed as people who were living rough or simply couldn't afford it, or maybe were in a van, something along those lines. 3 of the 4 people, my opinion, didn't really have an excuse. The one that sat at the top of that list was the one I told you before months ago. It was the guy who used to live in the Hamptons. And I struggled hearing those words in English to try and understand how someone was living in the Hamptons and then they could end up, sleeping rough. This guy said he was making, I think he was making 6 figures a year, but it was like 800,000 per year. We're working in some sort of banking, blah, 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 that kind of thing. I'm like, okay, cool. He must have been working there for half a year, maybe 6 weeks, and is able to, okay, you got to go. He was working there for almost 20 years, and his pay kept on going up higher and higher. The issue is that he assumed that he would be working there forever. What? You thought you were going to be 95 years old working at the exact same job? It never occurred to you that at some point you would have to retire? That you should save money? He said when he was told that he actually did lose his job, they were like doing layoffs and stuff like that. His significant other took herself and took the kids and moved. And I think she also took the home. I don't know what the circumstances were, but she also took the home. And at the very end of it, he was like, I had nothing. And it wasn't like he had money in bank accounts that she also took. It was just like there was nothing in the bank accounts. If any of you, I swear to goodness, if any of you out there ever make, even if you make 6 figures, if you make 300, 400, if you make $800,000 per year, and I'll give it to you this way. After taxes, let's say a strong 50%. I don't care where you live. I'm going to do a good 50%. And you have $400K left over after that. If you aren't saving $200,000 a year, because you can do it, like that's like literally what you can do, you are going to have a tremendously terrible economic future. I don't get it. These videos, and I know why these videos keep popping up, is because I keep clicking. Because it's almost like, dumbfounded isn't even the word. It's like, you can't believe it. Imagine if you walked outside right now and you saw a dog walking an apple, but the apple was floating and it had wings, and the dog was also speaking in Japanese. You'd be like, what the? Oh my gosh. Like it's that kind of thing when I watch these videos that really just kind of drives me completely insane. I don't know who needs to hear this. Stop pretending for other people. Save your money. You already have enough. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses or the Michaels or the Sallys or the Richards. You have enough. Start saving for your future. If you're thinking about getting in debt, don't do it. It's completely not worth it. I'm trying to tell you, as someone whose family was completely in debt, and I've lived a life, without debt. The only, and I'll tell you this candidly, the only debt that I got into, do not judge me for this, there was an art piece that I really wanted. I really, really wanted. And I found out that they did like online, it was either through PayPal or some other thing, they did like a payment plan over the course of a year. That's the only debt. I really wanted that art piece, but I wasn't mentally in the mood to spend that much money in one go. So yes. Right. Those are the things that annoy me in finance. That's not what the thing is called, but you understand. It's very odd. And I just want us to live in the world where people have like more financial freedom and more financial education. But it seems difficult. It seems really hard to get everyone to kind of do the right thing. But at least you're listening, right? Right? Anywho, that's going to do it for this video. I'm weird. That's going to do it for this video. I do hope that I cut myself. How did I do that? Ow. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that you're saving and investing fantastically. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.